Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. And now, celebrating 15 years of broadcasting, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, whether you're tuning in on the radio dial here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM or through WYADonline.com. We're glad you all could be with us. Also, those joining us through our online affiliates around the world, we're glad that you all could tune in as well. Our next guest, I just found out, is joining us live today from Norway. We're really excited to welcome Benjamin Opdam to our program. He's a performance coach and speaker who's been able to do work that he loves, but also being able to make a difference and an impact in the lives of others. Now, he and I actually connected through a mutual friend who's been on our program, Evan Carmichael. We'll talk to him about what it was like for him to be able to join the Believe Nation. He recently traveled to Canada for one of Evan's workshops. We'll talk to him a little bit about that, but also let you guys know how you can stay connected with him. Benjamin, hello to you and welcome to the program.
Yes, hello, Cyrus. It's my pleasure.
Well, the pleasure is definitely all mine. And again, I had no idea, Benjamin, when we set this up, that you were actually joining us from Norway, because at the time when you and I connected, you were still in Canada initially. First of all, let's talk about this journey for you, Ben. What has it been like for you to be able to do work that you love and to see the difference you're able to make?
So I can quickly explain that. It's been a long process for me. I had the dream to become a coach initially when I turned 21, but I did not know how to approach it. So at that time, my strategy was to start collecting skills. So I basically took on a lot of jobs, and down the road I became an entrepreneur, and I've been doing that for about 12 years. Until recently, through a bit of a hard time, I realized that coaching is going to be my future. And now that I'm doing it, it is, it's 100% aligned with where I need to be.
Right. And I think that's the thing. There's nothing like being able to discover your passion, but it's definitely nothing, Benjamin, as you know, nothing like being able to see the impact you're able to make on others. I've been following you since you and I connected through social media, namely through Instagram. You've been able to use that platform to share your message and to inspire others. What has that been like for you, Ben, to see the way that people are responding to you online?
Well, it's been a really fun process for me, because prior to getting connected to Evan, I had very little presence on social media whatsoever, and I started discovering that, and it's been quite profound actually to see how you can impact people's lives through just voicing my opinion and my meanings on social media and connecting with people in that sense. So yeah, that's been a real pleasure.
Yeah. And I think that's been the cool thing, too, for people who have not started following you yet. We're going to let them know how they can be able to do that. Benjamin, so, let's talk about the Evan Carmichael connection, because like I said, that's how I initially found out about you. You attended his workshop in Toronto. So what is it that led you from Norway to Toronto to join the Believe Nation there?
Yeah, that was first off, I really resonate with Evan's stuff. And the spot where I was in for about a few months ago really spoke to me in a strong sense, where his philosophy of idea to action was something I felt I needed to explore more. And that's one of the reasons why I chose to invest and take the trip down to or up to Toronto actually, and have an amazing impactful 3 days.
Right. And I think, too, what I was able to notice, Benjamin, from the group that attended this workshop, I had a chance to speak with the attendees of the previous workshop, is the bond that you all formed. I mean, what was it like for you to see the camaraderie that kind of came from those who attended this workshop?
Yeah, that was one of the unique things of this event, I guess. And we're all basically staying connected at the moment. We're all being each other's accountable buddies, where we hold each other accountable for the goals and the vision that we have. But there was something, and that's actually I can elaborate a bit more about that. And that's something I actually work with. Is that one of the things that attracted me to the whole thing is the founding story of everyone's journey, and this is something I work with my coaches, whether there are performers, whether they're going on stage, whether they're TEDx speakers, to be able to help somebody find their founding story and to put words on somebody's why will give them a real strong sense of purpose. And as you know, that a lot of people in our world currently are very occupied with the how and the what of things. So my thought is that the stronger somebody's founding story is, the more likely they will be successful in life. And that is the thing that I really work with my speakers and my coaches to break through, find their limiting beliefs, because that's what keeps them from finding their founding story, basically.
Right. And I think that is the big thing, a great reminder for us all. I want to say for those who are just tuning in, he's on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited to welcome Benjamin Opdam to our program today. Benjamin is joining us live today from Norway, talking with us about his journey and what it's been like for him to do work that he loves as a performance coach and speaker, and also to be able to be a source of inspiration for others. One of the messages I saw on your social media, Benjamin, that I'd love to talk to you about is about controlling your limits. I think it's so interesting because I think a lot of times people forget the actual control they have in their own lives. How has it helped you to realize that you can control how you respond to things that happen to you?
Yeah, that is actually one of the messages that I really can relate to, because we are so occupied with everything that happens around us that we attach a lot of our emotions to things that are around us. That means that things, people, objects, situations are determining how we react and how we respond on things, right? So my message to pretty much everyone is the key to understanding your reaction and how to be able to control that. First of all, you have to learn to be present at the moment, at the here and the now, because this is what's happening, right? It's not going to happen tomorrow. It didn't happen yesterday. It's right here and now. And once you get a sense of presence in the here and now, you will be able to control your reaction to situations that you meet, instead of the situations or things that you meet being dictating your emotions and reactions, of course.
Right. So that responsibility, though, Benjamin, is not always easy to carry. And I think one thing that you also, I notice on Instagram, you talk about, or of course, what we do with setbacks, right, that come our way. How have you not allowed setbacks or obstacles to stop you, Benjamin?
Because I believe that in every obstacle or setback that we meet, there is a huge lesson. And it is the willingness to understand the lesson that we can pick up from any setback or hardship that we face. Because once we try to give hardship or setbacks a place and box it down to a bad thing, we are never able to pick up the lesson from it. But when you keep it on the surface, and you are able to reframe it into something that can actually teach you something, you'll progress nicely.
And that progression is so important. So when you hear from people about something that you've written, Benjamin, or something that you've said, and it's helping them to change something in their lives, how does that make you feel to know that you're able to make that type of impact?
for me, working on social media is actually a really good experience, because as a thought leader and a coach, it is about voicing your opinion and trying to have an impact on people's lives. But me knowing that if somebody responds, that means that my message has reached somebody and they are able to implement it in either their daily life, or it has a sense of impact in their lives then and there. And that's the exact thing why I'm doing it, to be able to help people progress in that sense.
Right. Well, I tell you definitely are able to do that. And so, I appreciate the fact, Benjamin, and I think this conversation shows it, that no matter where we may live in the world, no matter where we come from, we all share this desire for one thing, to be heard. Do you, when you also hear
Correct.
from people and use the platforms like you have, do you feel as though you are fulfilling your purpose?
Currently, Cyrus, I think I am. Because the sense of joy and just to understand that no matter where, if I put a message out there that might be able to have an impact on somebody's life, no matter what their situation is, if they choose to pick up the phone or just to read the message and have that speak into their situation, that's exactly what I'm, that's my mission, basically.
Yeah. Well, you're definitely fulfilling that mission in a big way. Again, everyone, Benjamin Opdam has been our guest for the segment. Great conversation with you, Ben. How can our audience stay connected with you, Ben?
Well, there's a few ways. I would definitely invite everybody to look me up on Instagram. I'm not sure if you have my Instagram handle, right?
Right, exactly.
Great. So, on Instagram is the best way. And one of my core values is to be kind and add value to every situation. So, whoever, to all your listeners, Cyrus, I want to offer something, and that is 30 minutes of my time. As a speaker coach, or whether you're facing a job interview or whatever you're facing at this very moment in time, I invite you to a 30-minute free coaching session, because I'm really glad that you gave me the opportunity to be on the radio show. So I want to give back something of value to your listeners. So once they reach out on Instagram to me, I'll respond and I'll give them a link so they can book some of my time in the calendar, and I will be helping them with whatever they need for about 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Just to
that is amazing.
To give back.
Yeah. I think that is an amazing thing. I'm sorry, go ahead, Benjamin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that is just my way of showing gratitude, and that's a big part of helping each other along the way, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much for that. So I definitely encourage our audience then to make sure that you all are staying connected with Benjamin. He's made it very easy for you guys to be able to find him. And for those who are joining us via the podcast, we'll put it there. But his name is just Benjamin Opdam. You all can be able to find him there. And again, we'll be linking to this podcast. And as he said, make sure you guys message him, let him know that you heard him on the broadcast or the podcast, and he has something special he'd like to offer you guys. So definitely take advantage of that. Benjamin, really congratulations to you. I'm so glad that we got a chance to talk, and looking forward to our next conversation.
Thank you very much. Yes, I am. Thank you very much.
And you're more than welcome, and we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Make sure you take out time to enjoy some good music as well as a great book. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Let's make it a great one.